Hello, I'm Dallisa Hocking. I'm a fifth generation psychic medium and the CEO of Spirit and Spark, and I'm delighted to be bringing you, in collaboration with Lisa Gunshore, this special broadcast. Lisa and I have been co-hosting This Morning with Lisa and Dallisa on YouTube Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern Time. And we've decided, because we were both getting messages and downloads about a Sunday service, that we would bring you this special broadcast. So Lisa and I will be joined by special guests this week. And each time we do this broadcast, there will be a different theme. And so the theme for this week is
When I think about
As a fifth generation psychic medium, I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient, and clairsentient, which means I see, I hear, and I feel. I act as a conduit and bring forward information from other dimensions or the other side. Could even be your higher self, your soul that is communicating to me through a session. I bring that to you as just as a quick summary because as we do these Sunday service broadcasts, there will be times where I'll feel like I'm going to come on and do a sermon of sorts, or I'm going to come on, I'll channel a message, and I'm going to allow the universe to divinely guide what it is that needs to come out as a part of this broadcast. And so as I sat down preparing for this Sunday service, I went within and they said, my spirit team of angels and guides and ancestors that came before me with this gift, we're going to channel something through you around gratitude. So if you'll allow, just for a moment, I'm going to close my eyes and take myself into the frequency, and I'll begin channeling whatever message they need you to hear this week around gratitude. See yourself as one dot on a collective grid, almost as if you are playing telephone with the rest of the souls and the consciousness on Earth right now. Your dot is connected to other dots and it is all interwoven. One affects the other, which affects the other. So when we talk about gratitude or thinking positively or focusing on what's working, we're not trying to be cute. Instead, we are reminding you of your divine duty, what you promised us that you would do when you came onto Earth. You are an advanced soul. You are a being of light. And at times you will feel that there are arguments or dissatisfaction between you and other beings that are sharing the space with you. But you are all interwoven. And so we ask you to find the light in every single point, every dot on this grid. There is always light within every being. Sometimes you will have to be patient and look deeper and ask more thought-provoking questions with an open heart in order to find it, but it will always be there. Please view your fellow brothers and sisters as the same light as you. If you are feeling triggered by one of them, it always has to do with your own inner working, your own triggers, your own life experiences, whether it be now or a former lifetime. Own it, embrace it, heal it, but please give gratitude to every light that is here sharing the earth with you right now. We find it is also important to remind you in this moment that it is not only about people, but it is also about plants and flowers and the earth, the dirt, all of the animals that are on the planet right now, regardless of how small they are contributing to how the earth is moving and awakening herself. Every piece of energy on the earth right now is important. You are not more than, you are not less than, you are equal. And if it feels right, go ahead and take a big deep breath and let that flow through your energy and through your heart. Thank you to my team for allowing me to share that message with you today.
She had been keeping a joy journal. She wrote in it at dusk, the time of day when the ephemeral light, the delicate pink hue of the sky, and the evening star softly sang to her of gentle shades of joy, and of the grateful joy of having lived another day. As she leafed through her entries, it was evident that she understood the language of nature. On a spring day, she had described her heart as being joyful when the fresh morning breeze whispered freedom in her ear, as the neighborhood songbirds spread the word through their sweet morning melodies. Ah, yes, she exhaled. Spring always brings the joyful feeling of freedom. And there were pages on which she had rambled on about the budding trees and of new life, springing up all around her. It was so easy to be joyful in the spring, she thought. It was truly the season of love. When she came upon the summer entries, she smiled at all the joy flowers had inspired. She had written of them at least once every day, going on about how she loved that they too worshipped the sun, and that they hadn't perished after a thunderstorm, and the rain only served to bring out their freshness. Another beautiful notation drew her attention. A butterfly perched upon a common dandelion which had popped up in her garden lush with more exotic blooms, had given her pause. She wrote of having listened as the monarch explained that life takes care of life without preference or bias, and how a lovely rose whose petals had begun to fall revealed that true beauty was not in need of attention. I'll remember that forever, she sighed and continued leafing through. She stopped on a page dated late October and read, "This cloudy day seemed less joyful until a random sunbeam appeared and reminded me that the sun was still shining as it made its daily trek from east to west, and that there was joy in knowing that others elsewhere, who may have endured a storm yesterday, were enjoying the light today." And on the adjoining page she had written of the moon when it was dark, reminding her of having to empty in order to be full again, and that on such a night there was joy to be found in the brilliance of the stars. Ah, yes, there is always light, she thought, and continued reading about more autumn joy. Notes on the beauty of the full harvest moon, the vibrant color of the leaves, and how their rustling advised her it was time to go within, and how this gave her a more quiet joy. She stopped reading and picked up her pen. Gazing out the window, the ground, covered in a glistening blanket of fresh snow, reminded her that winter's joy was found in rest and deep reflection. All around her, all the time, nature was speaking of resilience, of strength, of beauty, of freedom, of giving of oneself without discrimination, of growing towards the light, and of being in service to the whole. Closing her eyes, she inhaled deeply, and on the exhale she heard the silence murmur that she too was an integral part of the whole. She sat for a while in quiet contemplation, then opened her joy journal to a fresh page and wrote, "Giving of myself for the greater good of the whole." Bundling up, she stepped outside just as the evening star was making its appearance, and in the twilight she planted her feet, raised her arms to the twinkling light, and joined the trees in giving praise and gratitude.
May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored and finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective, and may wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick or ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, Until then, may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world.